Start recording. So it just looks like we're waiting. Oh, got some chat happening. I'm going to enter a message here. I'm like, hey, hey, Jake. Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome. Let's see if you see that. So if you go to my Canadian film girl.
Yeah, I already got it all up.
Sweet. Okay, good. And then I think there's a bit of a lag because I have
Mhm.
that thing that they mentioned. And then just let me know when you got
Mhm.
the thumbs up and
Sounds good.
yeah.
Yeah.
So up until that time, um,
Mhm.
we'll just assume that it's working and everything
Yeah.
looks good.
Yeah.
And
It doesn't say there's any live video yet.
okay, let's just see. Um, I've got streaming happening. So I'm
Now there it is.
great because I have that buffer, the buffer that they said that in case you needed to go to the bathroom or something happened or somebody yelled at you, you can stop it and it will.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Something really
Mhm.
embarrassing happens. Whoops. Okay, good.
There we go.
So, how does the? Can you see the frame that I'm sharing, or is there a thing that's
It
mirroring
shows
my?
the whole window with me, and then it says the sharing at the top part as well.
Okay, great. Let's just cross our fingers and just assume that this is working because I saw this last time as
Mhm.
well. But when
Oh.
I went to look at the saved live stream, it had the thing that says, you might be mirroring multiple desktops. Okay,
Mhm.
good.
Okay.
Okay, so we got thumbs up. Okay, so you've watched the video. It's the first music video I did. It was really locally done in Gastown when the 5D first came out, the Canon 5D. And we had a friend that lived in the area in Gastown who had a brother who had a song, and we decided to do a music video. So, kind of like a
Nice.
student project, but like a locals only project. I know you watched it,
Mhm.
but what I'd like to do
Yeah.
is the reason why we're revisiting this is part of the Telefilm Talent to Watch submission is to do a director's demo, and I'd like to pull some of this to be able to add to the director's demo for that submission, even though the submission demo is only a minute. So I'll probably use
Mhm.
a lot of the feature that I did from there. I still love certain components of this, and so
Mhm.
if we can just kind of, we'll roll it and then we'll do little live comments as we go. And then we'll stop it at the end and then we'll talk about it and love to hear what you think. And if anybody out there in the ether chimes in, please give your comments and feedbacks as well. So it's kind of like we're going to have a live viewing and a breakdown after.
Mhm.
That
Sounds good.
cool. All right, let's get this party started. Okay. Make sure I know how to do this. So I'm also new to live streaming and OBS and all this good fun stuff. So patience and cross our fingers. And I'm about to hit play. Alrighty.
So it goes. Yeah.
And I won't talk because that we found out that the talking and the sound from the music video didn't work very well. Right?
Mhm. It was only on this like the Google Meet thing, but I'm gonna listen to it on the stream to make sure it works.
Sure. Okay, cool. And I'm not going to talk throughout this whole thing, but we will chat.
Sounds good.
Cool. All right, let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and action.
Cool.
Yeah, good.
I just had a yeah, it worked well.
Okay,
I just
cool.
had to like play it separately on my account to try to get it synced up as close as I could.
Sure, sure, sure. No, that's good. That's it. You know, that's something to note as well, right? Because we do have the leg, and that might be something that I might not end up being as worried about the leg,
Mhm.
and then I can shorten that up so it becomes a bit, more tighter. I don't know
Yeah.
what this is. This is awesome. I'm like, hey, purple metallic abstract background. That's awesome. Good for you.
Mhm.
I
You think if
love
that
it.
showed up after I watched it too, that just I looked away for like 5 seconds and that was on the next thing as well.
Really, for you as well. Oh, that's interesting.
Mhm.
Oh, that's interesting. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so out of that, yeah, there's a few things that stood out. Like again, just looking at the video and then thinking about what things I might pull from that are more of a director thing as opposed to a shot thing. Does that make sense?
Mm. Kind of.
Yeah, because I
I
think
think.
there's always a good shot, which I always think about a DP doing, but
Mhm.
a story transition or a story thing, that would be a director thing, potentially. What are your
Not
thoughts on that?
yeah, not exactly following.
Okay. Well, what did you what parts or moments did you like kind of go, "Oh, that's cool."
I really like where it's on the rooftop and it's kind of like the colored lights in the background.
Okay.
I think that was one of the coolest parts. And I really like the beginning as well.
Okay, just one
It's
moment.
a kind of slow building.
I've got an error.
No,
YouTube is not receiving, which means I have an is it still running on your side?
it's still going, but I'll see if it pauses.
Yeah, I'm just going to open the studio and I'm not going to open it 15 times like I did last time. Um,
Mhm.
okay, so it says it's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, such as users will experience buffering. So that could be on my end. I mean, it's really weird. I'm looking at myself from like 20 seconds ago drinking a coffee
Yeah.
or drinking my tea.
Mhm.
Um, it's not, I don't feel like it's cutting us out.
Yeah.
It
I
just,
think it's working fine, at least.
okay.
I think. I don't want to turn up my sound because then it might echo. I might start wearing earbuds for the meeting so then I can do both at the same time, kind of.
Sure, yeah. But if you still are receiving and you see it on the live, then we're good. And
Mm-hmm.
it
It hasn't
hasn't,
paused yet.
and it's just giving me an error. It hasn't actually booted me out yet. So we're okay with that so far.
That's good.
We think we're
Yeah.
okay. Okay, good. Okay, so sorry for interrupting. So
No worries.
you like the rooftop and the lights
Mm-hmm.
and
And at the beginning, I really liked as well because it was just kind of a slow start of the song and like it kind of fit the vibe of the music video.
yeah, I kind of got this like film noir at the beginning.
Like it slowly gets color throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, and I didn't really pick up
Mm-hmm.
it because you watch sometimes some things and I didn't edit it, so it wasn't. And this is so long ago where it's going okay, like we've got the whoa, when did it flip to color? And so it's cool to watch something and kind of rediscover
Mm-hmm.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and then okay, cool. So I think we can probably parse, good, some 60 seconds for a director's reel is not a long time, but I feel
Yeah.
there's some really cool um,
Mm-hmm.
motivated moments. I felt
Mm-hmm.
like here, oops, gonna try to. It's funny. I was gonna do it on the meet. I'm like, no, that's not gonna work. Um, like I love all this close up stuff. That's just I don't want to say that's,
Yeah.
but I just always feel that's super intimate, and I don't know if I'm gonna splice something, but the transition from this close with the struts, is that what they're called? The strings, the struts to
I
the
think so. I don't know. I don't play guitar, but
yeah, I know.
maybe just strings. Yeah.
I just,
Yeah.
I play, but I don't know the names for everything. And I think that transition to the fence with him walking, I think that's a really cool moment, right?
Mhm. I think
Um,
so too.
so I think that's something that brings us into there. And then I do. I always love this part. Again, I'm so much into these extreme close-ups of people's behavior. Like I
Mm,
love the behavior, and he was doing that, and I was like, get down there and shoot that, right? And
mm,
and it's so nice because the 5D allowed us to just really float around so much. And then this transition
yeah.
from, I love this part. I think this is probably in my mind the most impactful storytelling part. Because he's
Mm,
decided to leave, like probably from the foot down. Just play it here.
mm,
He's leaving. Gonna come down. We see lines. Um, like in my mind, it's like we had that really kind of moody opening. That's like I don't know what's happening,
mm.
and then he's in the
It
rest.
start, yeah.
Sorry, say again.
It starts keeping you wondering like where it's gonna go with this, and it's just following this one dude there like his day, and then
Yeah,
to a rooftop.
yeah. So the story behind this song is about like recovery and addiction, and
Mm,
and
okay.
and so basically in the restaurant, the storyline basically is he's there, he's just hanging out, and then he has an interaction with somebody. We don't know what that is, but we're thinking, oh, and then when he steps out and we pan down, we see lines, right? Like cocaine or whatever.
Mm,
Then you're just like, and then Blood
yeah.
Alley is kind of a big popular thing in Gastown for it being super sketchy. I used to live like a block, like half a block away, and then we used to go down and go to a restaurant down there. But it's this kind of he's just battling about this full circle. Like this song itself is
Mm,
he
okay.
doesn't want to go full circle. He doesn't want to go through this again. Um,
Mm,
yeah, and so yeah, and then other than that, and then when we get into the rooftop, because it's still black and white, like now I want to see.
because when it showed the color like on the rooftop, it kind of made it stand out a lot more than it normally would. I think
And what?
it would have made it stand out a lot more than normal. So it's like
Yes.
brighter and more vibrant than because your eyes got used to the black and white. So all of a sudden, it's just colors.
And you know what? I see the choice. I didn't edit this. I see that where I would. So this is me going where I would have changed the color. He's in the
Mm,
restaurant. The two one of two spots because he meets a guy in the restaurant, um, which is fine. I would have done it as soon as he left the restaurant because
mm,
you see his boots and he's like, "Do I do? What do I do?" Right? Because
yeah.
I'll rewind that a bit more. He's like, he's got the drink, he's got his boots, he's thinking. It's like, what do I do? Like a bit of a nervous. And I would have switched it right there as soon as he walked out. Or I would have had it, or I would have had it bleed to that because the moment somebody leaves, right, and then we pan down and we see lines, we're like,
It's kind of hard to hear right now because the music video is going in the background,
yeah,
so it kind of cuts each other's audio out.
yeah, sorry. So what I would have done there now that I see this in my mind, um, where he's sitting in the restaurant. Like we have him in the dark, moody film noir kind of look. He's in the restaurant. He's got the water or drink. We don't know. There's a guy that's been there. You see his tats and you see his boot. It's like kind of like a bit of a nervous
Mm,
or some kind of a tempo that's happening. The moment that he makes the decision to leave and walk out that door, that's where I would have probably have shifted the color.
mm,
Like so you're going from inside to outside because now he steps outside onto that platform. He's up high. He's going to start descending. We descend before he does, and we see lines. And now he's out on the street, which is where you get your fix. Or he's
mm.
looking. You know what I mean? And the rooftop stuff. It's interesting. I'm not. Yeah. So okay, that's my thoughts right now. So I don't know. What do you think about that? Or did you feel that that was inappropriate? Because we don't shift the
I,
color until we see him walk down the street after he's landed here.
yeah, I think taking adding the color back in when he's out back, he going back onto the streets would be a really cool idea.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So once he's outside from the inside to outside deal.
Mm,
Okay, so let's just see when they let's just because they add the color once he's walking away on the street, and then I want to see when we jump back to the rooftop.
mm.
I have to pause that because so this guy, what would have been, it was just a guy on the street. It was just a guy that walked by. So see this guy here in the back corner here?
Kind of looks kind of sketchy.
It would have been nice to see him kind of go down and descend. We see the lines, right? And then we
Mm,
do a cut to as closest to that because he was just a go by. We could have asked him maybe to just do a quick chat leave, and that could have been
yeah,
that handover as well, right? So that could have been
as if he's
also
like getting the drugs.
that could have been the point where we get to color,
That could have been cool.
right? Or the other choice is to go, we wait until the drugs take effect, then we switch to color, right? So
Hmm
again, that we'll see because I think as soon as we get to the rooftop, we definitely need color, and that transition from being on the ground to being on the rooftop would have been like the drugs taking effect. Because we don't see that transition from the street to the
hmm
rooftop, and the music I think also potentially lends to that as well. So that could also be an interesting choice.
Be a
So
really cool idea to do it that way.
yeah, because now he's alive.
Hmm. Let's mess with his mind. So now he's high on life, I guess.
Yeah. Because even the shot that we have where we get this shot of his face, like this shot here, it looks like he might have got the handoff, and there's still that point for him to just not do it.
Hmm Yeah.
So yeah, and it's interesting. So the music, you know how the music really picks up from the beginning.
Uh, yeah, it starts super slow and then gets like a lot faster pace after a bit.
Yeah, like it's like
Because
like
around here in the video that it got faster pace, right?
yeah. And then what I would have wanted to have seen is for the edit would have been all this internal stuff, black and white, and as soon as the music
Mm-hmm.
picks up, you know, we're no longer pacing, we're
hmm
no longer walking, we're committed, we're in it,
hmm
and
Yeah.
right, and then because let's just take that back a bit. See, it's already. Do you see how the music's already like I'm already doing something? He's already.
I couldn't hear it there
Yeah, that's
because
fine.
when it plays on here, it just doesn't play it at all.
Right. Okay. That's too bad. That's
But it works on
interesting.
the stream at least.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll just play that out.
I'll do the same part on here.
Okay. I know you have
I
the
just play
music
on my
like.
actor.
I know you have the music
Yeah.
like. So is this the part that you like where you see more of the background?
Yeah, I think
So
so because it looks like he's up in the air or something. Like, it looks like he's above the clouds almost.
okay, then
Because with the
just
fog in the background, it just feels weird to look at, but really cool.
yeah.
Was it raining that night?
It was just the good old Vancouver mist. Like it had kind of misted,
Ah,
the misty rain, and so it was kind of this. really super light mist, which is wonderful because that's when you pay a lot of money for a water truck to come by and mist the streets and make it shiny and beautiful. But yeah, we lucked out
Mm,
on a shiny, beautiful, misty night. Um,
yeah, you really did.
yeah. So I think something within here, and then this is where we transition back. Oh, I see that they brought in the chain link fence again, the chains, I guess, and
Because like full circle starts where it ends.
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
I think it's a really cool little touch.
Yeah, it's just those subliminal, like super light, um, simple, but again,
Mhm,
I think you did a great job editing. And then there's just a few things that I would have been like, hey, let's have a conversation about that and see what the
mhm,
motivation is and understand more what his motivation was editing it. Um, cool. Okay, cool. So we like the opening. I like that transition from the boot inside to him leaving outside the lines
mhm,
because that just shows a bit more of a scene or a sequence. And then something with the lighting up the rooftop with the lighting. And I don't mind seeing
mhm.
the crew in that one part where it's like you can see a couple people
Oh yeah, the guy like
again,
holding up the light.
yeah, this is us. Like it's just I think that's even me.
Oh
I
really?
think yeah, I think because I think I'm directing him. Yeah, that's totally me. So I was directing him a bit, and then I'm trying to get out of there. I didn't know John. Well, of course, Jonathan, he's always shooting, and then this was I think it was Dave. Dave ended up doing work on my feature, um,
Oh
but
really?
yeah. So it was just like so that's kind of fun that that's a little sequence where it's like
That's kind of cool.
anyway. Yeah, so that's fun.
I think that's a really nice shot there.
This one, yeah, right.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's great when people own their places because we don't have to get filming permits to film in people's places.
Also, this is on someone's apartment roof.
Yeah, so there's a building that I lived in when I'd moved to Vancouver, and it was called the Corette Lofts,
Mhm.
and so it's
Okay.
this old building in Gastown, like a block off of Hastings, and where the steam clock is, and all that good fun stuff. And somebody owned
Oh,
the penthouse, one of the penthouses, so you could just go scoot up to their patio up top and shoot. And so yeah, so
that's
in that
nice.
yeah, and so in that building at that time, it was before it was really super gentrified. There were a lot of creatives that were exploring and trying to get their thing done, and so we met a
Mhm,
lot of people, and we just do stuff, and so there you go, music video
mhm.
in 3 hours of
Yeah,
walking around Gastown because we knew the owner of the cafe. And Jonathan Cruz, like he's somebody that photographs Michael Bublé and a few other, like he's just always been an incredible photographer wanting to test out his 5D, so it was this is what we do instead of going to the pub for
worked
tonight.
out.
Yeah, instead of going for the pub tonight, we go shoot a music video.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm,
So cool. Good.
mhm.
Okay. Um, so what we'll do is, why don't we end this one,
Okay.
and then what I can do is we'll jump on a meet and
Okay.
just review some of the documents where their status is and whatnot, and
Mhm.
then have you watched the One Night in Seattle, or you're going to watch that tonight?
Oh yeah, I finished that this morning.
Oh, you
It
did
was really
not.
good.
Really? You finished that?
Yeah, I really liked it.
Okay, cool. Okay, good. So I'm gonna watch that tonight.
Okay.
Or I can maybe even watch it early, and then we can maybe jump on a live thing
Okay.
on talking about that. So I can maybe it's already 5. So once we're done this, before why
Mhm.
don't we do that? Why don't instead of reviewing the documents because you just watched it, I want it fresh in your mind. Why don't I grab my
Okay.
dog and I'll go move over to the cabin and watch it,
Sounds good.
and then we'll jump back on and do a thing about because I'm curious,
Mhm.
yeah, that's awesome. Oh, I'm glad you
Yeah.
watched it. So thank you for that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're welcome. I really enjoyed it.
Okay, cool. I'm curious
Mhm.
as to the what's and the what's and the what's and the what's is. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. The whatsy whatsies.
Sounds good.
Good. Okay. Well, And I wish I knew the lag time on this so that I didn't. Last time it was a perfect cutoff because you did something like this, and even though we were still talking for a
Oh,
little bit longer, it
oh,
didn't get the
really?
last part of the talk, but it got you doing something, and it was like a perfect end to the end of the
Yeah.
live stream. So we'll have
Yeah.
to.
If you let me know when you press the end button, I can count and see how fast it ends.
Okay.
I can just get a stopwatch so I can see the actual lag time.
Okay. So I'm going to keep you on the meet, and then I'm going to stop streaming
Yeah.
here. And so I'm going to say three,
Let me